Hello, everybody. My name is Emily Heidel, and welcome back to the Revolutionize the Stage podcast presented to you by VenewLive. We have a very illustrious, super talented guest here. We have the filmmaker and dancer extraordinaire, Anthony King. Ooh, and he's showing us some moves right now.
Round of applause. You already know the vibes. It's Anthony King. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. It's really an honor. Before we get into everything, can you introduce yourself?
Sure.
Yeah.
So again, my name is Anthony King. If you want to know my middle name, Robert, don't laugh at it. I don't know why that's funny, but people think it's funny. Whatever. I'm a filmmaker, so I do directing, editing, shooting, lighting, art direction if I have to. I suck at art direction, but hey, if there's no budget, I'm going to do it myself, whatever. I'll give you some of my clothes. I've done that before. We'll talk about that later. So stylist, hey, I do it all. It's all good. I got style. I got a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, just a little bit. I got the chain, white gold. You already know the vibes.
Yes.
A name. And then I'm also a dancer. I choreograph a little bit. I dance, backup dance. I've done different things like that. Voice actor. I think I just have a God-gifted voice. I don't know how to use it the best way, but hey, I just use it how it is.
You really do have a nice voice.
Thank you.
Like, you need to be having your own podcast, if I do say so myself. Seriously.
Hey, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that,
okay?
Okay. You also mentioned how you are, well, I guess in our private conversations, you mentioned how you might be staying in Seoul, might not in the future. This is going to be something, or you're definitely going to be moving back to the States at some point, correct?
I do believe eventually I will move back to the States. There's definitely unfinished business and things that I need to do. All my homies are there that I believe in, and they need me as much as I need them. But I will stay here at least 2 more years, maybe longer.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, forever. No, not forever, but for a while.
Okay, so then tell us what made you move to Seoul.
All right, that's a long story.
A long story.
But pretty much, let me try to summarize it in a short way. 9 years ago, I met a film crew called Zany Bros. You know Zany Bros?
Zany Bros,
Arthur used to work there, Angelina, Foss, all that stuff. I met them because they did a music video for Beast back in New York in Chinatown.
Oh.
Beautiful night.
Oh my gosh.
Autumn Down Palme or something like that. Yeah, I show up for like half a second.
What?
I do some move like this or something at like a minute, 30 seconds.
I don't know if you guys catch it on camera, but the way you just locked, I was like, oh my God, he's a dancer. Jesus.
Yeah. Heard those vibes. But I get like a little bit of screen time in that video. And then I became homies with the director the following year.
Okay.
They came back to America. They're shooting a music video for, do you remember B.A.P?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Zelo and the rest
Young
of them.
And
Yeah. I remember Zelo was the homie. I saw Zelo recently. Like I saw him for the first time in like 9 years. They were doing a music video for, was it B.A.P. Coffee?
Oh, I like that song. Yeah.
They shot that in New York. There's a piano scene where I forget what park it is in New York, but they're like filming around a piano. It's crazy, actually. During that shoot, they had a team of 20 people with them, and there's one Steadicam operator. He has a huge ass Arri Alexa on him, and he's running around, and the whole team is running with him.
Wait, like that. Oh my God.
So you literally see like this is let's say like this is the Steadicam operator. He's running, and then like the rest of them is like running with them too, and everyone's just laughing. It's so funny.
Were people in New York like in the park like, the hell?
So we got there around 6 or 7 in the morning, so there was nobody there.
Okay.
Yeah, we got there super early.
Okay.
But that music video, I came on set. I got to see what they do for 3 days, and then that's when I actually decided I wanted to be a filmmaker, which we'll get into later. But from there, I wanted to be like Zany Bros. So I was like, I'm gonna come out to Korea. They're like, come out to Korea, let's do it. And I was like, yo, don't worry, I'm gonna be out there, let's get it.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I got it, and now I'm here.
You know what? One of my questions I had on here at first, I deleted it. I was like, how did you get connected to Zany Bros? And you just answered it for me. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's how.
That Zany Bros is probably one of the main reasons why I am a music video director, filmmaker to this day.
Wow.
Like that shoot at the B.A.P. shoot, Coffee, that inspired me, seeing them using all the lights, and they had like huge staff and cranes and what's it, Jimmy Jibs? Or
Jimmy Jibs,
whatever they call it. I don't even know. I'm a filmmaker, I should know that, but whatever. Called the Jimmy Jibs or whatever they call that. They had so much equipment. It just looked super cool, super pro. You had the huge monitors. And you could see everything in high def. It looked like it was like 50K resolution. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Probably 5K if it was the RE Alexa, maybe 4. But it looked high def.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I got super inspired. I was like, I want to be a filmmaker now. Yeah. I was already filming before that a little bit, but that was the thing that really, it's like, I want to do music videos like them, and I studied them for years.
This was like 9 years ago. And then you said you were making videos before that. Were you dancing at that time?
Yeah.
You were? Okay.
I've been dancing since 8th grade when I was 14 or 13.
Was it always hip hop?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started off as a b-boy. I was doing breaking.
As a b-boy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's break. Okay.
Now breaking.
What's the difference?
Breakdancing is like a made-up term that I think just the general public made up. But breaking is the actual term for b-boy, for breaking.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, breakdancing is, I don't know. Yeah, it's not that.
Okay.
But people think it is. So that's for everyone to know. Breaking, be called b-boying, b-boy, b-girl, whatever. Not breakdancing.
It is breaking. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, if you go, speaking of Zany Bros and breaking, if you go look at Alexa, if you go look at her extra music video, you will see Anthony in there breaking.
Yeah, I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down. Let's go.
And amongst other music videos you can be found in, like Wheeon's Watercolor, and Park Joon's LOVEE.
You did your research. For real.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. When I was preparing for this, I was like, okay, so I usually will go to that person's Instagram page, and then I'll search them on like YouTube and stuff. So I went to your Instagram page, and then I clicked your bio, which had lo-fi visuals and then MoonCulture Films in it. And I went into MoonCulture Films. You guys should go to his Instagram as well, by the way. And this is your company, but it has over like 900 posts dating back like 6-7 years, I want to say.
I think I started the MoonCulture Instagram 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah,
even kind of before your Insta, or it's more active. It was more okay.
So funny thing actually is my personal Instagram right now, I am Anthony King, was the MoonCulture Films Instagram. In the beginning, I didn't have a separate film page. It was just. Yeah, my Instagram name used to be King Ain't Yeezus or something like that. My friend made it up just to be an asshole because it was ridiculous. And I didn't care about Instagram. I made Instagram after or a little bit before the B.A.P coffee shoot. Which was like 8 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
So that's when I started like my film page on Instagram, but it was just my personal work, and then next thing you know, I'm shooting a client or something like that.
Yeah.
Then after a year or two of that, me and my friends decided, hey, why don't we start an actual MoonCulture Films Instagram? Then we did that. And then eventually I flip-flopped. No. What did I do? I did something where I started a MoonCulture page.
Yeah.
And then, or maybe I turned my personal page into MoonCulture.
And
then I started my own Instagram, and then I like switched back. It's all of my professional work. I only made MoonCulture Films Instagram to show the best of the best stuff. There's so many more shoots and things that I've done. There's a lot of work that I'm either not super proud of, or I just didn't really care about, or didn't show what I wanted to show. Okay. So I just put the main cool stuff on there, essentially.
So then, and if you guys go to his like I said, MoonCulture, or his personal Instagram, which will be on the video version. You can see it and you'll plug it at the end. But if you go to look at that, you can see you've been so consistent. And consistency is like, for me at least, it's something really hard. How have you been able to maintain that consistency over 7, 8, well, I guess 9, dating back to, when you first met Zany Bros? How have you been able to maintain that?
So I know for me, when I first started Instagram, I was actually super against it. I think I still did MySpace still exist 9 years ago?
It was more like Facebook era.
I'm only using this for business. I don't care about personally connecting with people on Instagram, whatever. You're just going to see my work. I filmed this with my boys or whatever it is. Go check it out. Yeah. And that's it. Peace. So back then, especially when I was younger, I'm still young now, but when I was 20, 21, whatever, I was super, super excited. 'Cause I never saw my future as being a filmmaker. That was never a goal or dream of mine ever. I never wanted to touch the camera. Why? Even when I first started using the camera, I hated it.
Why?
I was just never interested. It was just like, I gotta like, in general, it's really, really funny. I'm not a very hands-on kind of person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I chose my degree and my major as an engineer. Which is funny. People think engineering is this. Like, no, that's technician stuff. Like, engineering is just a bunch of problem solving and math and whatever.
Really?
I was like, cool. As long as I could just do calculus and derivatives and integrals, and I don't have to actually use my hands besides writing with a pencil, then I'm good. And that's why I chose the hardest major in the world. So when it came to being a filmmaker, I'm like, yo, I gotta hold a camera and I gotta press buttons and like plug in wires and build things.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And I grew up as an editor. So I explain super quick is when I was in elementary school, I used to make AMVs. You know what that is?
No.
I'll
He's gonna date himself again.
well, first, let me explain that real quick. Because that sounds, you're right, AMVs, music videos. No, not adult music videos. As a little kid, I wasn't doing that.
Oh my god,
that's a little sus. I was a nerd. I was doing anime music videos. So I had anime music videos.
There we go.
I got anime music videos. I was doing that. And, I was doing music videos of Hunter x Hunter. Not Hunter x Hunter because I'm Hunter x Hunter. The X, you don't pronounce that. And Naruto, everybody knows about that. Bleach, Bleach is coming back. Shout out to them. And I was doing anime music videos with J-Rock and rock music, Evanescence, Linkin Park.
Oh,
and
yeah.
3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
And 3 Doors Down and 3 Down Everything, whatever. All these rock groups were. That's why I got into rock music for. So I grew up as an editor doing that. And then I hit DDR, ruined my life for a bit. Dance Dance Revolution, In the Groove, whatever. We're going to talk about that. And then I got into dancing. And then when I started my dance crew in college, we wanted to start filming stuff. We had someone film for us. He took forever to edit it and do it. So like, my boy Jason was like, hey, we got to do it ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, word. He's like, I'll buy a camera and I'll buy one light. We didn't know nothing. You didn't know we need 3-point lighting, none of that stuff. We're going to buy one light. I was like, word. I don't want to touch the camera because I ain't about using my hands and stuff. But it sounds stupid.
I'm not about using my hands.
I'm not about using my hands and shit, just my brain, real smart, right? But I was like, oh, I know how to edit because I used to edit anime music videos. So like if I can edit anime and time into beats and music, then I can probably do the same thing with real people. And that's sort of how from there I started editing the videos to then co-directing the videos and editing them to then actually directing and editing them and using the camera. And I hated using the camera still, but I knew if I wanted to get the result that I wanted, then I have to shoot it myself because I know the vision that I want. And I know the clips and shots that I want so I can edit the way I want. So then I decided, let me learn how to use the camera to get the shots that I want so I can edit the way I want and get the result that I want. That's the only reason why I started filming.
Really?
I was not interested in filming. I don't watch a lot of movies. I still don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I grew up watching anime and doing anime music videos.
Wow.
That was me.
Wow. Okay, so for people also who may not be aware of who Anthony is and the cool stuff he's done, not most recently, I would say a lot of people know you for your Lily films.
Right.
Lisa, Blackpink, he filmed 3 of them? Yeah,
Lily filmed 3 was Mushroom Chocolate. Lily filmed 4, which was Chris Brown, City Girls, and Lily Film the movie. It's not 5. Cheshire is like, it's not Lily Film 5. It's Lily Film the movie. So it's the movie. Maybe Lily Film 5 is coming out later. Don't get it twisted. It's something separate. I don't know. Whatever, Cheshire. Anyway, shout out to her. Yeah, so I did those 3.
Okay. So this man is talking about how he's like, I don't really like editing and video stuff, but like...
I like editing. I didn't like shooting.
Oh, you didn't like shooting?
Yeah.
Well, he shot those masterpieces, amongst other things, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, he did. I'm like, that's so interesting. Do you enjoy it now?
I love it.
You love it.
Film, actually using the camera is probably my favorite thing to do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dancing?
Yeah, I love filmmaking more. Yeah.
Okay, why?
Yeah. So I used to love dancing when I first started in 8th grade. I started dancing because in middle school, my homie John Bai, he was mad annoying, but I love that kid. I hope you watch this. You were annoying as hell in middle school. Shit, you was mad annoying, bro. But I learned how to use chopsticks from that dude. That's irrelevant. Anyway, he moved away in middle school in like 8th grade. He came back to town for a bit. And we went into like his old house. I don't know why it was empty. Like, I don't know, is that even legal? I did a lot of illegal things when I was younger. But anyway, we were in there. Let's talk about that.
Love
later
these
too.
little asides.
Yeah. We used to do illegal stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't never been arrested. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, we
It's
clean.
cool.
I got a clean record. You know, my skin clean too. It's whatever. And the melanin good. But I met up with him in his old house, and he was like, "Yo, look at this move I could do." And he did a turtle stall, which is you put your elbow here like this.
Yeah.
And you stab. We call it stabbing. You stab here, and then you have the other hand for support. And he was like lifting himself up. His legs were off the floor, and he was doing a turtle stall.
Like,
he's like
that.
it's like the most basic b-boy freeze possible.
Okay.
And I thought when I saw, I was like, wow, that is incredible. Growing up, I've seen b-boys. If you ever heard of, maybe if you remember seeing Breaking back in the day, B-Boy Junior was this one dude. He would do push-ups without his legs, like just only hands.
What?
He was actually slightly crippled.
Oh.
I think one of his legs didn't work as well. Something happened to him.
Okay.
So the way he taught himself how to break, he was mainly on his hands. Like and he would do things that were inhumanly possible.
Whoa.
So in my mind, when I saw this, I'm like, yo, that's like B-Boy Junior. And I didn't even know B-Boy Junior. So I'm like, that's like that black dude that don't be using his legs. Like, he be walking, he's not human.
Yeah.
So it looked like, it just didn't look humanly possible to do any of that stuff. So I was super interested. And I saw him do that, and I learned that move. And then from there, I fell in love with breaking. I'm like, this is the coolest thing in the world. I'm going to get mad girls. And yeah. Yo, straight up, yo. I was like, yo, I'm going to get hella girls. I'm going to be breaking at the middle school parties or whatever. I used to break in Spanish class. And I'll be busting my ass, and like everyone would just laugh
Anthony,
at me.
watch this.
Yo, man, I'm Antonio. Whatever, Antonio. I'm trying. What Spanish I got? Donde está la biblioteca? I'm going to break for you. That's it. And like
para ti.
And I did it, yeah, para for you. Yo, I was watching Breaking Bad recently. They speak Spanish in there a bit. So I was catching up on my Spanish when Gustavo was talking, you know what I mean? Hey, Gustavo. Yeah, whatever, los pollos. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I be really getting off track.
No,
yeah,
it's fine.
But I was breaking the Spanish class. I was breaking at middle school parties, all that stuff. Everyone thought I sucked. And they thought it was a phase of whatever, Anthony, you garbage, you can't dance for your life. I was watching You Got Served and stuff. I couldn't do any of that. People thought I was going to give up. Years later, well, look where I'm at now. I'm still dancing. People thought it was a phase. It's not. Ain't nothing a phase when it comes to me. Still dancing, still breaking. I was breaking on cardboard too.
Really?
Outside during the winter, my boy Gerald C. His parents didn't want him breaking in the house, so I'd break with him. Me, him, and Morrison, like we would go outside and break on cardboard like we was breaking in the 80s.
All right, if you guys have not noticed, it's very clear, like you just said, nothing's a phase for you.
Nothing.
Everything you do, you're very passionate and like driven, and like once you're in it, it's like game over.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, have you always been that way?
Always. Something's wrong with me. My whole life, when I do something, I just go hard. And because of that, I'm not able to do things that I don't give a damn about.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
I'm not the kind of person that flip-flops like, oh, I'm like producing beats and now I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Yeah. And next year, like, Anthony, I thought you was doing musicals, and like, nah, man, I'm scoring musicals. Like, no, like if I pick something up, I'm probably going to end up doing that for the rest of my life.
Interesting.
Always, yeah.
So that's why that's the other thing, like when you're introducing yourself, you wear a bunch of hats. Like, how do you stay organized? Or does it luckily kind of start to bleed together? Everything starts, They do. Everything sort of blends together in a way. I think it's just in general with art, everything is sort of related. Yeah. You start to realize that sooner and later as you get into different art forms and such. Filmmaking, the reason why I started to film was because we wanted to film our dance videos. I was originally a dancer. The voice acting stuff is definitely something that was very separate, but still works. I used to film myself voice acting and such like that. The Morgan Freeman thing and whatever. Yep. But I sort of found a way to make everything connect. So that's sort of how I was able to keep up with doing everything. Because even let's say I don't feel like dancing as much and I'm filming a lot, but then I'm like, hey, my friends are doing a dance video and they want me to dance in it. And the next thing you know, I'm dancing again. Yeah, okay. So then maybe for a while I'm dancing more, and then I meet some dancers and they're like, hey, we love dance with you. And we saw your videos. We want you to film our dance video. You understand dance. So, or, whatever. Or you understand music, so do a music video. Yeah. So everything is just connected. So you said you since you're a dancer, dancers want you to film it because you understand dance. can you successfully film a dance video without being a dancer, do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, can you film it well, do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think being a dancer, you have a way bigger advantage because you just understand the moves. And I know for me, when I film dance videos, sometimes I don't even need to watch. Sometimes I don't even need to watch the video beforehand. I can
Like
just
the choreo.
Yeah. Well, there's choreography. I had so much training filming freestyle videos.
Oh, okay.
Like, or, when someone freestyles, there's no choreography. You don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But because I'm a dancer and I freestyle and I understand music and I understand dance, I can predict how a dancer is going to move. So if they're doing this, whatever, and they're going to hit this beat that's coming, it's going to be do-do-doom. And I see they're moving this way, then I know they're probably going to go boom, boom, boom and hit this way. I can feel it and I know and I move with it. And I understand the rhythm and the movement behind it. And I know what to show because as a dancer, I know what I would want to be seen if I was dancing in a video. So then I know how to capture it. And I'm doing all this math and calculus in my brain. Hey, see, that's where the engineering comes in too. Feel me? I was doing the calculus in my brain and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, I need to move like this and capture this angle and hit this beat here and move with the beat like that. And I'm literally like, people have said when they see me filming dance, I look like I'm dancing myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to see a video of you like filming.
I need to get someone to film a video of me filming something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very fascinating. You'll see me like, I'm like, yeah. I'm doing all that. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I look like, and I'm moving like water, and you see my shoulders moving, and I'm hitting grooves. And
really?
Sometimes as a joke, I'll like actually dance with them. Sometimes I jump. It's crazy.
Are you serious?
I be doing random stuff when I'm filming. And then you look, and people are like, yo, what are you doing? You probably messing it all up.
Yeah.
And then they look at the footage, and like, yo, bro, you killed it.
Wow.
I'm like, I always kill it. Nothing's a phase.
Hey.
So yeah. That's gonna be my new catchphrase. My new catchphrase is nothing's a phase. Is nothing is.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
If you're not a dancer, you can definitely learn how to film dance, and you can film it well. A lot of filmmakers that film dance to this day aren't dancers.
Okay.
If you look at people in the K-pop industry and stuff like that, a lot of them, I'm pretty sure, don't dance or know much about it. But if you, after a while with dance, there's sort of a formula with like how to film it pretty well.
Okay.
If you're filming choreography, you get your wide shots, you pull in and out. You know what I mean? Hey, like if there's a beat that hits, maybe move close in and then pull out here. And if they study it enough, like you can capture the formula for that and do it well. I would say though, if you're not a dancer, it'll be really hard for you to film something that's freestyled. But for a choreography, you watch the choreography enough, figure out what points you need to hit, get the close-ups, get the wide shots, do the movement, do the motions, edit it properly. You can do it.
Okay, there's 2 points I want to make. So you mentioned, okay, so in terms of filming dance, like you do that, but then you filmed, so let's say like Jesse's tribute campaign that you filmed.
I didn't even post that on Instagram.
I just know you were working,
Yeah, I was working on it. Post about it. Yeah.
So for that, like, how, like, what is your process for going into that? Or is it just like, I know I'm getting the static shot and maybe I'm getting her kind of walking around, chilling, like,
So filming like fashion stuff, what is my process? I know for me, so when I first started filming, I was doing dance videos and I had a lot of friends that were influencers, like starting off. So after filming dance for a while, I got really sick of it because I felt like I was just doing the same thing and I wasn't even thinking anymore. And I wanted to challenge myself more. So I started filming fashion videos.
Okay.
So from doing those, I learned, okay, I can get close-ups, eyeballs, and, accessories, arms, and slow motion shots of hair. And then I could start getting mid shots.
Okay.
Here, this, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mid here, like whatever it is, get dolly-ins and zoom outs. I just know now, and then get the wide shots. And then I just know in editing, because when I film, I already know, I don't know exactly how the video is going to turn out, but I have an idea when I'm filming something that like, oh, I can probably use this shot like this when I edit and cut from here to here. So I'm sort of calculating and creating that editing timeline as I'm filming, essentially. So I know when I'm filming the fashion stuff, I know what I need to get. I've dealt with many clients where they're like, yo, you missed this shot. So I know not to miss that shot anymore and to make sure to get these details. So I'm doing all that in my brain. And I know a lot of my Steadicam motion that I do, I learned a lot of that from filming dance so much. I know how to capture motion, even if it's not dance related.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the version you saw of the Jessie tribute campaign is not my like original edit. Yeah, when I was filming her, you know, she's not a dancer, but she'll do things where she's like modeling and she'll drop and like I move with her. And, like I'm like dancing with her as I do it. Yeah. So it's just a lot of it is feeling. A lot of it's just feeling and intuition for me when I film.
So you mentioned how sometimes you don't, and we've had other conversations where, you know what, even if they maybe expect you to post and you're just like, I'm not feeling it. Like, it's not my original work. Like, do you ever get, not scared, but like, are you ever cautious of like, oh, I need to like, I don't know, appease this person or please this person? It seems like you don't.
Yeah, I don't, to be honest. At the end of the day, these clients, they just want their video for their stuff. So honestly, they could care less if I post it or not.
I see
usually.
What you're saying. Okay.
Because I don't have enough clout or followers where I'm gonna make a difference if I post it on my page.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. Like I don't. Think about like, let's say for like Lily Film, if I don't post on my Instagram, millions of people are still gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's, you know, for a Jessie tribute, you know what I mean? Like if she doesn't share it, then there's, you know, hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people that aren't gonna see it. Right. Essentially.
Right.
But as the filmmaker, I personally, I'm just not that big enough that it matters if I post it or not.
I wonder if, okay, let's say, but if you post it, so then that could potentially lead to other gigs that they like. Let's say so and so knows that, oh, he worked on that, or does you're like, I don't care. Like those things will come to me.
Yeah, I don't care, yo. If I'm not proud of my work or it's not what I want to show on my portfolio, then I'm just not gonna show it.
Not gonna show it.
There's other gigs that I've done that I didn't post. Like I didn't post. I don't want to talk about it, but there's some bigger gigs with idols and stuff that I just didn't post because I was like, this isn't.
So you mentioned, okay, so I keep saying you mentioned. I realized as you're talking, like you said, you wear many hats. You're kind of like, oh yeah, I want to get into this, or I just kind of not fell into it, but like there are things that I guess it kind of just was brought to your attention. You're like, oh, okay. And now you're at this point, and a lot of people are like, you know, they may have this, like, I always want to be like an idol or something like that, or I want to be like on Good Morning America, and like this is a step-by-step process to get there. Do you think it's better to have a plan, or seemingly like you kind of just like you said, you go with the feeling, you go with the flow type thing? Which do you think is better?
So I always have not, you know, an ultimate final destination. Okay. But I have big goals in mind always. Okay. And then I go towards that path, and I'm following that path. And then a detour will come through and hit me, and I'm like, ooh. And then what I learned from myself, though, and I also learned from Hunter x Hunter, they gave this whole little speech about the detour thing, which I can't remember. But if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan, you're an anime fan, you know. And it's something about, like, you know, you have your ultimate plan in life, right? Yeah. But what you should really take in and really consider and absorb in and not take for granted is the detours that come in life. Okay. Because those are some of the things that will like help you figure out and learn where you should be naturally. You know what I mean? Sometimes you hit these roadblocks and you get frustrated because you're like, like I'm trying to get over and go over there. But sometimes you hit a roadblock and it causes you to do certain different things that you didn't have planned. Yeah. And then you start going that way. Yeah. And then you realize, yo, maybe I was meant to go that way all along. Yeah. Or something along this path comes like something along that like comes like something better comes along that path, right? And it hits you, and then you start doing that, and next you know, who knows? Eventually, maybe you might be able to weave back around and get to where you wanted to go originally, or you just end up somewhere better, right? And for me, I have plans, but I'm always super flexible. I'm always open to, you know, another way, another path. I don't believe in destiny and that there's only I'm destined to do this or I have to do this. Like, there's just so many. Who knows what I'm going to be doing next year? Everything is always changing for me. Okay. It really is. And if I was a stubborn person that wanted to stick to this path, then I would not be here right now. Essentially, I really would not be here right now. No way. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you get stressed out in work situations ever? Yeah. I mean, I do get stressed and such, but I don't really. Sometimes I'm just so logical about stuff where I'm like, okay, if I get stressed and I start freaking out, how does that help me get my work done? And it doesn't.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, thinking logically, all right, not stressed anymore, because there's no point to be
stressed. Yeah.
Obviously, you can't always control stress, and you can't always control your feelings.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to just not freak out about situations. I've been in so many situations where things weren't going the right way, and I've had to improvise in crazy serious scenarios and stuff where things really matter, and I always figured it out.
Okay.
I always found a way. That's my mindset. I always will find a way.
Yeah.
So for me, if things are getting messed up, I'm like, don't worry about it. We're gonna figure it out. If I'm working with someone and they're like, yo, Aunt, like, if you ain't gonna do things the way I want and blah blah blah, then I'm done with you and you're not gonna get anywhere without me. I'm like, yo, go work with someone else, and I don't care. Like, I'll find another way. I'll work with someone else. I'll do things somehow. There's always a way.
Right.
And it's been working for me.
Right.
I've obviously had hard times, stressful times, or whatever, but, you know, when you fall, you know, just get back up harder, whatever that cliche thing is, and I do that. That's it.
Okay. Now, first of all, thank you for that inspirational tidbit. We mentioned earlier, we talked about MoonCulture Films. What is the meaning behind that name? Also, MoonCulture is your company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically, MoonCulture is not a company anymore. It hasn't been a company for it's still crew.
Okay.
It wasn't LLC for maybe a year or so. There were some complications with that. I didn't know someone can sign you up to be a co-founder of an LLC without you signing up to do that.
Ooh.
That's kind of what happened. It was one of my old partners. I love him. And Jay, I love you. I have a really close friend. His name is Koi Cola. His artist name is Koi Cola, named Tito or Atanasio Cefelis. I went to middle school with him. I started playing guitar when he started singing. We started breaking together. You know, I tried singing a little bit. I suck. I ain't gonna sing for nobody ever. I don't even sing for my girlfriend, like none of that. When we started our film crew, we were trying to figure out a name. And I was like, yo. So Koi Cola, he used to have like a hardcore rock band called MoonCulture.
Oh.
And I was like, yo, I really like that name, MoonCulture. And I was like, where did you get that name, MoonCulture, from? And he's like, oh, there's this song called MoonCulture by this band I really liked. MoonCulture was his favorite song, so he wanted to name his band MoonCulture. And I was like, yo, I really like that name. It's mad unique, and it kind of gives people like an image of something artistic and something, you know, it's not Anthony King Productions or, you know, like King Films. Like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to name anything after my name either. Also, because it wasn't just my crew. So I was like, MoonCulture sounds cool. Yeah. And then it was just throw films at the end of it. And that's sort of how MoonCulture Films came to be.
So it's kind of like a collective now.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. Essentially. And, you know, I'm sure you saw my Instagram. I'm not active on the MoonCulture Films Instagram anymore just because, you know, my crew, which is honestly just like me and my homie Koi Cola, like he's back in America and he's focusing more on his music stuff. Okay. And I'm out here doing stuff in Korea. Yeah. And after a while, I was like, I don't want to keep trying to balance, you know, oh, this is MoonCulture and this is personal stuff. It's just,
I see.
So, and I wanted to just focus on, another big thing too is when I had MoonCulture Films, it was cool. I was trying to blow that up like early on. But then I realized when it comes to trying to get your social media or your page big or whatever it is, not saying that I'm focusing on getting my page big now, but back then it was when I was younger in college, people would follow MoonCulture Films, but a lot of them would only care about the specific client or artist that I worked with. Whereas if I had everything more under my name or just me, I'm like branding myself, and people will invest themselves more emotionally in a person rather than like a company or entity. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So essentially after a while, I was like, okay, you know, I'm not in America. MoonCulture Films will always still be a thing. I still have my website there for my portfolio. It's just more there for portfolio. But yeah, I just started focusing on branding myself because even in Korea, as I started to work with more idols, they wanted to work with me because it's like, oh, Anthony King, like the black dude that's filming K-pop. So I mean, to be honest, that's what it is, and it sounds cool. Like, yo, this is black dude that like films with idols and stuff super well. I want to work with him rather than MoonCulture Films. Who is that? Like one time I worked with a client. before I worked with him, I met with him.
Yeah.
Oh no, I spoke with him on the phone, and he immediately from my voice, he knew I was black. And he was like, "Yo, bro, I thought you were like some Asian kid or something like that." Like he's like, "I didn't know what you look like. I didn't know what MoonCulture is." That was the day where I was like, "Oh, like I need to start branding myself."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if people know who I am, people want to work with someone that they can like see and they know is like cool.
Yeah.
Even if your work isn't that dope, like even if you're trash, the fact that you look fire and like you talk fire and you are fire, then they trying to work with fire. You feel me? And that works. I'm not saying I'm trash, but hey,
you're not trash.
I'm not basuda. That's my Spanish. When I was breaking in 8th grade, I was learning that Spanish. I'm not basuda. You feel me? Or sudagi, whatever you want to call it.
I'm done.
Hey.
Hello, everybody. This is Emily. If you've reached this part of the interview, that means you're at the end of part 1. So you can check back for part 2 next week. In the meantime, make sure to keep up with everything Revolutionize the Stage on our Instagram and Twitter at RevTheStagePod. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Bye-bye.